Somebody's salty.
Why do people play that game? I don't get it.
Didn't you play it for like 2 hours last night?
Yeah, like trying to figure, like just to like try it out, and I'm like, yeah, it's basically exactly the same as every other simulator. I don't know. Not a fan.
Sounds like the word of somebody who was near the bottom of the game
Hey,
that we
I've got to
played.
win. I got to win on my third game ever. It's really not that hard.
Yeah, sure you did. I wasn't there for that one. No. Bristleback picked up now as I changed the topic.
This guy.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
this guy. I mean, it makes sense picked up with the Alchemist. Being able to drop an egg and himself onto him and him not going out of his way for it is going to make him feel super powerful. But I don't know. This is like a very good run at you lineup here. I mean, you've got Lion and Bristleback, which are going to be able to absolutely stomp people. So I think you need to play for a little bit earlier on the side of Team. Razor is going to help them do that a little bit. Bristleback doesn't have any problem diving a lot of heroes, but against a Razor, when he's sapping your damage and walking away from you or under you, and he's got his ultimate going as well, you have to play a little bit more careful. Next banning phase comes out here. We're going to see what Team needs to get rid of. I think they're probably just worried about heavy burst damage. I mean, Bristleback doesn't have too much trouble running on top of heroes at the start. Lion is going to be able to jump people. Okay, interesting. They get rid of the tramp. That's not what I would have expected. I know they do need a support here, but I do kind of like that one. I think they're going to struggle to take towers in one push with their current lineup on Team. So banning out the Treant Protector will assist them with that. They can chip away at the towers without worrying too much. They get rid of the Hoodwink. Makes sense. You don't want to worry about the massive burst damage from that hero. The stun's always super annoying to play against, and the break against the Bristleback. They've already gotten rid of the Viper on Team, so not something they'd be concerned about. Both teams getting rid of position 4 or position 5 supports here, though, right?
Yeah. I'm honestly so sold on this Razor pick, though. I think in the current stage of where this game is going, like this Razor is going to absolutely crush these games. Like this is such a good pick. I'm trying to think like what you can pick from the 4 position that really shuts down the Razor. The big thing is really the clockwork, right? If you do manage to hookshot Cogs him, you can kind of save, your ally that he's trying to just jump on with like the BKB static link. You do have a situation though where like you said, you do kind of struggle to take towers, at least until Terrorblade shows up. I think once Terrorblade's there, it's not going to be an issue at all. Like they just melt towers at that point, and they don't really have any sort of like save or healing support available right now on Hokori. So that might be what they're looking for. However, you have a Baden banned out, Oracle's already taken, Wyvern's banned out, Treant Protector's banned. Like the only real options you have are things like a Shadow Demon or like a
Undying?
Phoenix. I mean, is Undying even good though? Like that Tombstone just instantly dies. They actually banned the Phoenix themselves. Interesting.
Ricky with the 200 IQ. Well played, sir. My suggestions are worthless. We'll see what team grabs last here. The Phoenix would have been decent, I suppose.
10 seconds remain.
They could take Snapfire here on team.
5
that wouldn't be bad.
seconds remain.
I kind of like that actually.
Yeah. You get the axe on top of people a little bit easier at the start. You've got some burst damage to work with.
I was gonna say if the Mirana wasn't banned, but Mirana is banned.
Radiant's turn to pick.
There's the Shadow.
There's the Shadow.
I was like, they needed a save, and now I don't know what you have on Hokori. I don't know what you could do here to get your heroes out of here. The other thing too is if Shadow Demon ever gets to an Ags, you have a break now. So there's a lot of utility for Shadow Demon on the side of Team here.
10 seconds.
Wait, show me the Omni Knight.
5 seconds.
I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here. I'm not sure how they clean this, they finish up this draft here on Hokori. I don't actually think that it's Omni Knight. I think they need something in deal with the Razor a little bit easier.
That hero is so bad. That hero is so bad.
You're kind of toxic, man. Leave Omni Knight alone.
Dude, that hero is like unplayable. He is like one of the worst heroes in Dota. There's no way that anyone picks Omni Knight.
Bane? Mars.
Okay, support Al.
Make the ultimate choice.
Are they going 5 Mars or 5 Mars? Okay.
Okay.
I think it's either 5 Mars or like a 5 Alk, which sounds real bad. So
Hmm.
I guess that is a little. I mean, in some ways, it's kind of a save because until Razor has BKB, he can't get through the arena. But this feels real strange.
Yeah. I'm not crazy about this one. I think there were better options than the Mars to round this one out. I do. Oh,
I mean, were
I like
there? Did they
teams.
have a lot of options? Like they kind of drafted themselves into a corner on this last pick.
All right. They outsmarted them on Team, but we also looked at last game. We thought, wow, Team's draft looks great. There's no way they can play against this Brax Mars. But then they did, and they did easily. So I'm not willing to count them out here. I think that Hokori is much smarter than me and much better at Dota than me.
Same.
So
I also
even
think
though
they're
I
much better and smarter at Dota than you.
Thanks, buddy. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Got you, brother. No problem.
So even though I am not crazy about their draft, maybe they know something that I don't here. Vigilante played amazing in his off lane. Broodmother in an unfavorable matchup this time. I'm curious to how he's going to play on the Alchemist. Mars, I feel like it could go very well or very poorly, but when you have line to set up some of these spears, you can force people into the arenas as the game goes on. When you've got a Bristleback and a Gyrocop on your team, that feels pretty good. So even though I don't favor Hokori, I favor Hokori. And that's all you're going to get out of me. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but deal with it.
Just got to deal with it sometimes. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I think Hokori's draft is pretty good, but yeah, I'm not quite sold that it is
Prepare for battle.
Good enough to bring down the newly established team.
Yeah, and for those of you who are curious, you know, who Team is, this is not 4Zoomers. This is not new 4Zoomers either. 4Zoomers is a team. They are already invited to the tournament and will be playing. Whereas Team is kind of I guess, a resurgence of two 4Zoomers players, right? Brax and Sammy with Coach IX Mike stepping in as well. And then you have Ryoya as well as Flea, who joined the stack from various other teams as well. So
Is that God Gamer playmaker position 4 Flea, 200 IQ Coach IX Mike, the God of Offlane Doodoo Bear Brax, the Dong Dynasty
30
Royoya,
seconds to battle.
and the Young Gun Sammy Boy?
sure, yeah.
You don't got these names prepped up ahead of time? I got my notes right here. You know what I'm most excited about, though? I want to see the 4Zoomers Civil War, kind of like the Captain America movie,
Oh,
where we get to see Eternal Envy Gunner Moo Z-Freak Husky fight the team lineup.
That would be
Ladies
epic.
and gentlemen, welcome
Someone make a movie
to
poster if they
this
haven't already.
Dota match.
yeah, we need one of those stat.
Photoshop the faces onto the...
Someone get there. We need it.
I was actually working on something like that with Mori to post when they first played against each other, but it was way too cursed and we had to destroy it.
Classic.
Yeah. Sammy Boy did not turn out well in the picture, and I could not do that to him. I like Sammy Boy.
So it is going to be Bristleback mid versus Ryoya on the Razor. Overall, this should be pretty easy for the Razor. He does have... he literally started Magic Wand, not even just Stick. He went straight for the Wand. That is not something you see all that often. A lot of times, like, people just ferry out the component for the Wand later, rather than spending 150 of the starting gold, but... I guess he expected to get to 15 charges pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Or 20 rather. Yeah, max 20 extended from 10, right?
Oh, you want some of this?
Yep.
Hey? Oh, that's lovely.
Ooh, Gardic.
On the ground, and we're already looking for
I think you missed that one.
Yeah,
I got
did.
7 stacks of Shadow Poison onto him.
7? Yeah, that'll kill literally any hero. Sorry, I was looking back at the top lane too. Okay, well, Shadow Demon already looking to be pretty strong so far, and Gardic's gonna have to deny this pull, but fortunately for him, Flea's already made that connection. So offlane's looking pretty good right now.
Top lane, they look to harass Alchemist a little bit here. He feels unconfident underneath his acid spray, and I know, yes, the Oracle's only sitting at level 1. He doesn't really feel too powerful until he gets 3 and has 2 points of Purifying Flames, but zoning the Elk out pretty well, I would say, like under his own acid spray. Love to see it.
Off to the races as he's already stacking up this triangle. Well done.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this is a bait. One team will stack the triangle just for the enemy team to take later.
This is Terrorblade's jungle this time.
Yeah. It's Axe's jungle, actually.
Ah, yes, of course.
Bractually. You're stuck with me for this entire tournament.
This is unlucky. I didn't sign up for this.
Nice zoning down here. Brack's playing pretty aggressive, but Missile gonna come out into him, so he's forced to back away.
He's gotta be careful. He's gonna get speared back. Oh, yeah, there's your save.
This is why they brought him on. The newest Avenger, Flea.
Ryoya mid lane. He's got 4 quill stacks. Has to pop the stick and the salve to back on out of there. He's doing all right. I'm surprised it's not going better though. He does have 1 point in Storm Surge now, which does give him the ability to stay on top of the Bristleback with that static link, but Analog's doing pretty well.
Yep.
He's actually just gonna chase Analog. He's just gonna go steal his bounty rune. Well played by the Bristleback.
Yeah, Mr. Steelio Rune.
Ryoya would love to go for the other, but this hero is so slow, and he doesn't clear waves, so he doesn't really have the ability to get over there very easily.
One other thing that Storm Surge does help with is he's gonna be able to contest Analog's runes a lot easier. He's got a lot more movement speed than him now.
Sammy trying to beat down Vitali, but they will have to turn it around. IX Mike stunned up. Not in the acid spray though. Sammy is just getting ruined by these creeps. He took so much damage from these.
Yeah.
And Mars dies instantly again bottom lane.
Yep, just brought down. I managed by the Shadow Demon, Shadow Poison stacks once again. And get a look at that fight recap. Yep, that did it. 4 stacks onto him that time, it looked like.
Top
Oracle,
lane though, they're looking for the Oracle. Nice Hex comes out. There's gonna be the concoction, and they get the kill. I mean, Alec has 0 points in Greevil's Greed. This is just an aggressive off lane.
It's not really what you'd expect out of him, but because of that, it's super effective. When you have to fight the unstable concoction and the acid spray, I mean, yes, the hero's going to come online in the early mid game like he normally would, but you can do a lot in lane with this.
Lee's getting aggressive on Gyro here. He's got his 3rd stack, but I don't know if he's going to get to more as Garg's able to rotate down here and stay on top of him.
Yep, a 4th might have done it there, but...
Analog's clearing the enemy triangle.
Yes.
Lee's like, wait a minute.
No Vanguard yet either.
You can't do that. That's illegal. He's getting away with it too.
Oh,
maybe not
sure.
now. And that disruption into the TP out. Is it enough? It is. And that's going to be a walk of shame back for the Bristle. Nice punish there coming in from Flea and Ryoya.
Yep, that's going to be a big one. It's about more than 300 XP swing and 400, or sorry, more than 300 gold swing, almost 400 XP. Razor's laughing after that one. He's got a catapult shoving in as well. If he can get this one under the tower, might be able to get a bit of damage off onto the tier 1. He's just going to move into the jungle, it looks
You're gonna
like.
check the other bounty rune, right? Eventually.
You'd think so. It looks like he's not willing to head up there. Come on.
He's scanned. He knows no one's there. Top lane, Alk falling low, but they get the kill on the Oracle first, and now he's slowed up. He has meta available. Does not want to have to commit it, but you might have to. Sammy! He's able to walk away. Oh, he doesn't have meta. My bad. It was 3 seconds off. They're going to try and turn this around. They've got a concoction. 1 second. He gets the connection. Refraction's available. He's got him. The meta comes out. He takes down the Alk, and now Elk on the retreat. Can he get the double kill? Chasing under tower. Not going to be smart here for the Terrorblade. He's going to have to retreat.
Oh, he's looking to turn things around. 1 more second till he's got an Earth Spike available. Can he? No,
no way. He's out of range. Too fast here on that Terrorblade.
Michael, I need salve. He salved him. So now they're doing a little bit better.
Nice wrap around for the Bristle here. And that is a death back-to-back here for the Oracle.
Get a bit of press. Looks like he's just fine.
Yeah, Call Down's going to push him back. He'll be fine.
They got a bit of harass off into this tier 1 in the mid lane in the meantime because they spent so much time rotating over the man. These are big stacks, but you can't take it without the Vanguard on the Bristleback, and he's pretty far behind right now.
I mean,
you
he
could
has
take
two in
it,
Bristleback. You can take the medium camp. You just can't do Ancients.
Yeah.
Roya just says, screw it, I'll go in. Nice stun there, but now Elm, as a result, is going to give up his life for this one. Nothing you can really do when the Razor runs at you with a haste rune and Eye of the Storm.
To the narrow maze with you.
Does need to be careful though. He is scouting the stacks. He is going to see these 3 points in the plasma field. He might be able to clear off some of these, but you are alone here on the Razors. That haste is also about to expire in Analog. Stack's just been softened up for him.
Roya will try to steal as much as he can.
Oh, he chops right through the tree. Not today, Mr. Rioya, as he gets picked off.
Sends me home.
A nice try.
A nice try, indeed.
But, now they know that that big stack is there, and Axe, he's got his Vanguard.
He's like, hello, don't mind if I Scooby-Dooby-Doo my way into your triangle?
Thank you very much for stacking the jungle for me.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to continue to chain stun him down, and he's taking a lot of damage so far. Alec will be able to get the concoction off. Missile as well coming through. Mike going to try and keep him alive, but Axe is just dead.
Too much physical damage coming onto him. Underneath that acid spray, he's got no armor to work with. And now we're going to see the exact same thing that we saw last game. The Great War for the Radiant Triangle.
Stories will be told about this for centuries to come now.
What do you know of team fights? I was there for the Triangle Wars.
Sammy and Mike in the top lane. Looking at the Alk here, but he has Chemical Rage up. It's going to be a very difficult kill. There's no way you can get this, right? They're going to try, though.
Analog struggling over here. He's starting to clear up the majority of this stack. He gets 2 neutral items just now. All right, this bottle is going to help him a lot.
Yeah, the salve bottle. We'll get most of them.
Yep. I think this will finish his Vanguard too.
Axe, meanwhile,
Or pretty
doing the
close,
exact same thing in the Dire Trungle. Trungle? What?
Jungle.
Neph, why do you keep making words up?
Yeah, what am I doing? It's the triangle dating app.
Oh my god.
Meet like-minded people who farm the triangle. All right, we got the Vanguard finished here on the Bristleback, so he'll start being able to play a little bit more aggressive, which he obviously needs to. It looks like Roy has been trying to put the pressure here on this mid-tier 1, take a little bit more control of the map, but with the Vanguard on Analog, he's going to be able to prevent that, so probably see him move his way over there. Brax, I'm curious if he's going to work on this Blink Dagger immediately, or he's going to go for a Manta Style instead. A lot of the time, we do see the Manta Style come up when you're playing position 3 Axe. I think it's more important that you can set up some big initiations, and you'll struggle to get on top of heroes without it. So I think that's what Brax should go for next year.
I think it's most often Blink. I would say more often than not, we see the offlaners go the Blink Dagger. IX Mike forced the TP out of top lane as Analog is here trying to secure this tier 1 tower. It does have that Vanguard now after the phase boots. And bottom lane, they're going to try and do the same. They still have the Catapult alive. They will have to trade 1-for-1 on the towers here. Overall, though, net worth's pretty even, right? Like, the thing is you do have this Alchemist who is going to donate an Aghanim Scepter to this Gyro here at some point. He only has Arena in the mid lane. Mike behind him with that False Promise. Just waiting, goes ahead and sunders up Analog instead. He's feeling pretty happy on this Airblade right now. Arena is down. Nothing really committed on the side of Team. I mean, I guess you did get a 2-minute cooldown on the Sunder, but Sammy's going to be jungling for the most part.
Trungling.
Trungling, yeah, it's the triangle section of the jungle specifically. It's a new term patented here on our stream.
Yeah, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not making fun of you. I'm all for it. It's a good thing that he did use that Sunder, though. I think Lion could have just gone on with an Earth Spike and a Finger of Death, and he would have gotten killed.
Yeah.
Even though he Sundered at like 75% HP, it was important after they committed that arena. But back at the triangle here on both sides, making the stacks here on Micho, El Micho. Bristleback's going to be pretty happy about that. Well, honestly, anyone on this team could grab them. And it ends up being more money if you build them on Alchemist, who's just going first item Magnum Scepter, by the way. Did we see this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just gonna donate an Ags to the Gyro. He started the game 2-1-0 and then has now maxed out Grievel's Greed. So he'll have an Ags in about a minute and a half, roughly.
Yeah.
And then Gyro will suddenly go from 6K net worth to 10,000 net worth at 15 minutes.
Gyro?
That's how it works.
I'll give it to the Bristleback.
You think it'll go to the Bristle first?
Oh yeah.
I guess both of them are
Definitely.
really good. Is he going just the stats build? He is. Yeah, maybe he will give it to the Bristleback, and Bristle's Ags will just make tons of space at this point in the game. Because Bristle can actually fight with it.
Yeah. Look, if this Bristleback is giving up this medium stack or this hard stack right here,
It's definitely
he's
going to Bristle.
passing.
Yeah, he's like, don't worry, this is basically your net worth, but also extra money.
Yeah.
It's one of those times when you're like, yeah, you don't mind giving up a stack to the Alchemist because it is basically going to be yours in a moment. Link forward into an immediate Hex here from Elm, and nice Earth Spike as well. Praxis,
Yeah, that was the blink reveal.
yeah, Blink Reveal does not net him much of anything. Nice, I think he just pre-casted the Hex is all that was.
Regeneration!
Nothing can be able to do off of that one, and they're running out of time here. This Aghanim Scepter being completed for the Bristleback this early is going to be incredibly scary. Could be able to walk it without a care in the world. Roya trying his best to invade the jungle here. Did clear up that big creep, but you're running out of time. Hokori. I was looking at their draft and I was questioning them, but again, they look like they understand things about this game that I don't. This is actually so sick what they're pulling off.
I'm curious, is Shadow Demon rushing at... He does have Aether Lens boots. I'm knowing Flea, I'm guessing his next item is an Aghanim Scepter.
Tower is under attack.
If he gets to an Ags this game, they actually have the answers to deal with Bristleback, right? Demonic Purge with a Terrorblade just sitting with, in meta. There's nothing you can do. If this Terrorblade gets farmed enough going into the late game, they're feeling they're really weak. Oh, mid lane. They jump right on to the Terrorblade and Analog. Here's the Ags reveal. He's gonna try and turn up, but the Disruption end up putting the Oracle under. Terrorblade's on the wrong side of the fight. What a disaster right now for Team. Teams are able to chase down a huge call in from the Axe, but a beautiful stun instead from Elm is now Ryoya on the run. Can't do anything. Beat down by that Alchemist. 3 for 0 going the way of Hokori.
And they just can't get away from Analog now with this Aghanim Scepter. He continues to chase him down. Flea tries to put him under, but I'm not sure this is even going to matter. He can dive with... Alright, he's TPing out. Just TP out. But we're seeing the difference in this team fight ability. As soon as the Aghanim Scepter is done, they run, they take a fight, and there's nothing that Team Team's able to do. There was some poor coordination there by them. I think he got put under on the Oracle at the same time he would have needed to throw the False Promise off of the Terrorblade. But the Terrorblade also got speared to the other side of the fight too far away from the Oracle. Hokori are playing these so well, and you just feel like the same level of coordination isn't there on Team Team.
Yeah, I think they just held the spells a little bit too long. Mid lane, Elm a little bit out of position there. He's just gonna give a kill on over to Sammy's Terrorblade. You know, sometimes you just go a little too far forward.
So little that they're able to do right now. I mean, some of these item timings might change things around. You're getting the BKB right now on the Razor, but if you have that, I feel like in some of the similar problems that you had last game, you just don't have the damage to take these heroes down.
I mean,
Flea is going for that Aghanim Scepter you talked about, though.
Yeah, I would say if you do get the BKB on Razor, you do have the option to just BKB static link up that Gyrocopter, and there's no save, right? We talked earlier about how Hokori has no defensive abilities to really keep these heroes alive, and once you have the BKB, that Gyro is vulnerable. So that is the one thing that this Razor will offer as this game goes on, and I would guess he goes like the BKB refresher Aeon Disc build, just because again, once you have those items, this Razor is very scary. It is going to be a while, but if they can stall out, you know, Team's draft going late game still does look pretty good.
We were saying that last time. I got a serious case of deja vu here, Ricky.
It's all right, you know, and I'm just hitting that copium real hard.
Looking out for the NA boys.
I mean, analog is just going to be super difficult for them to deal with until the Ags comes out on this Shadow Demon. That's pretty much that's like a huge win condition for Team for sure.
If only they had a alchemist to redistribute the wealth on their team.
Speaking of Al, look how terrible his net worth is. Unbelievable. It's like this guy hasn't done anything all this game.
Very pathetic.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
All mid lane, they find the bristle. The demonic purge comes out, and he turns his back, trying to just disengage. He has to get punished for this, right? Unbelievable. He walks away. Now the figure death comes out. Axe protects for the moment, but it's not going to be enough guarding. Chased down by Ryoya, but that BKB has expired, and he is all alone. IX Mike does have that false promise. Maybe can keep him alive. He will do exactly that. Sammy rotating on in. But to help out. They able to disengage. They hold the high ground here on Hokori, and there is just not enough damage to do with the bristleback.
He can't keep getting away with this, but he's too powerful. The man's got a voodoo mask. He's got Sanj. It's even more HP regeneration. I don't know how they take him down. Once he's got Sanj and Yasha, he's going to be running a trade on your team.
This is baby. That's it. That is it. It really is. And or Scotty. I think when Sammy has Scotty, it's a little bit better for him too. Being able to nullify a lot of that healing amplification that he's receiving on the bristleback, as well as slow him down, is a big part of the Terrorblade's threat.
Yeah, he's still a good way away from the Eye of Scotty, though. Needs to finish up another ultimate orb and a point booster, and it feels like they're just running him non-stop on Hokori. They're not willing to give Sammy Boy that space he needs to get back into this game.
They just smoked on Team. I think they saw them go into the Roche pit, and yes, they do have call. Do they know? They don't. They think they're in the high ground, but they're just snaking Roche right from under him, and Analog's gonna get himself an Aegis. They find out now as Oracle on the retreat on the other side of the fight. They do find Elm, a 1-for-1 trade on the supports here. They gotta be careful as Brax. He's gonna get called, but he gets caught by the missile, and he is all alone. Another kill going the way of Hokori as they're starting to pull further and further ahead now. A 7K gold lead.
I mean, it's really bad as well. There's a 14K net worth on this bristleback here. You're 5,000 net worth behind right now on the Terrorblade, and you just gave up those two heroes to, I guess, kind of make space for Sammy. You should disengage the moment that you knew that Roche was already taken. There's absolutely no way you win that fight, but they need this Eye of Scotty so badly. I think maybe if they can complete this on Sammy Boy, they'll be able to get back into this game, but it's looking further and further gone as this game goes on. Gyrocopter hasn't really participated in anything too much, and once he has his items online, I'm not sure how Team fights into them.
I'd also like to point out that Gyro's at almost 12K net worth, and he's about to get a quick little cash influx of 4,200 in about a minute. So, you know, this Gyro is real farmed.
Give me Stimmy, Alchemist. Yeah, that's 100 gold away from this Aghanim Scepter. Stonks up, baby. Let's go. With map feeling smaller and smaller for Team. Where getting chased out of his own jungle. All he's got competed right now is this Black King Bar. He's going for the Refresher Orb next here.
This is
the Eternal Envy build, I like to call it.
Yeah, it's definitely the correct build. It's very strong. Bottom lane, Sammy about 1,000 gold off the Scotty, so he still doesn't have the threat onto this bristleback. He's still protected by the Aegis for another 3 minutes, so he doesn't really want to fight into him anyway, but yeah, Hokori looking very good. Aghanim Scepter about to be delivered. He's very happy about that, and there you go. Almost 17,000 net worth Gyro. The Satanic about to be completed. I can't believe Alex net worth though. Do 3,000. This guy's just been AFK all game.
What are you doing? Literally, it's time for replacement.
Is a great conductor.
Gyrocopter looking pretty swole right now.
Oh
Big.
yeah, he lifts pretty heavily.
Yeah. After he clears out these two ancient creeps here, he'll be able to finish up his Satanic. There it is.
Scanning for enemies.
And now, not much
Now
is
you
going to
can go
stop
high
him
ground.
from sieging high ground. Yep. Fighting into this is just going to be way too difficult. Regen rune on this bristleback to top up his mana as well, and they're trying to do the same thing they did last game: bait the enemies onto the other side of the map, separate them, take a favorable fight with that. But I don't think they're going to fall for it this game on Hokori. They saw this exact same play happen last time. They're not going to give it up. They're just going to walk high ground. They know you can't stop us. We've got Aegis.
They've only got this one creep though, and top lane, if someone from Team can push it out, they're gonna get backdoor protection, and I think Hokori knows, and they're just gonna have to back off a little bit here. Mid lane's been cut by the Terrorblade over and over.
Let's see if Axe manages to find the jump onto Vitaly here. Roya not quite in position yet. Imagine they'll start making their way over there. Sammy Boy as well. He could get caught out by one of these Corey heroes though.
They have vision quite yet. I mean, they're looking, but they don't actually find the Terrorblade. Call bottom lane out. He does get the Chemical Rage off, but with Sammy here, it's going to be a very tall order to try and find this kill. Ryoya does need to back out as well. Terrorblade on the run, does get the Sunder off, but there's the Spear from Gardic, and he is all alone. The Finger of Death to finish him off. Now Ryoya has to disengage, does have BKB, pops the haste even. Just going to try and TP. That is... Okay, there's no Spear. He will be just fine. Almost gets him on Elm, though.
Yeah. Very close, but losing that TV for the Alchemy. The TV is the one hero that you need to keep alive right now. He's your only way back into this game. And now they're in the perfect position to take these last outer towers, the tier 1 and 2, bottom lane. After that,
I think you were mistaken. This is all space for Flea.
yes.
He has 800 gold from his Aghanim Scepter. This is the real carry.
He needs to disable the passives on on this bristleback. As soon as he doesn't have bristleback or warpath, we're in. We can finally fight him.
They are actually all in, trying to get Flea to this Ags as fast as possible. Top lane, got their eyes on this Alchemist once again, but he's now backing for some real items. A Blink Dagger, a Solar Crest. Everyone else on his team, they don't need Ags. Forget about it. Lion? No. Bootstraps, sir.
Bootstraps, baby, let's go. Pause comes out.
Guess we're gonna hold on for a minute as Fleas needs a little bit of a break. But you know what? This would be a great time to look at the odds for this game. Nev, what are you thinking? Who's got the advantage?
You know, it's pretty obvious that Hokori's winning this one. I'm gonna be real with you.
Well, according to the odds, you would definitely be in line with what we're seeing here. Hokori going off at like 6 times, 7 times favorites almost.
Oh my god. I mean, win probability is 82% for the Radiant right now, 18 for the Dire. There are ways back into this game right now, but a lot of those involve TB getting even bigger. He's working on a BKB right now, and that's going to be a large part of him staying in this game, as well as, like, you know, the Aghanim Scepter being completed on the Shadow Demon. If you can blow up this bristleback with, like, the Eye of Scotty and break onto him, like, you might start to be able to, like, swing the net worth pretty hard due to the huge, the advantage he has. But I think they just wait for the next Rosh on Hokori. I don't think that they play that risky. I don't think that you'll be able to thread the needle of, like, taking that team fight after the BKBs and the Aghanim Scepter is completed when they don't have Aegis. So many things need to go right for you on team. And I don't think Hokori is going to play that risky in order to give that up.
Team's about to have Refresher and Ags. I mean, this is a huge power timing. They gave the Philosopher's Stone to Flea as well, so he's had a little bit of extra income, but there it is, baby. That is the Aghanim Scepter completed for the Shadow Demon if he wants to buy it. And he does. Brax just sitting on the other side of the map, waiting to snipe this bounty rune. This net worth graph is very top heavy.
Yeah. I mean, if they can take down these big IX Mike, they lose him. If they can take down these big Radiant heroes, like, you only need to get one of them out of the team fight in order to, like, I guess, gap that net worth advantage. But again, I think they'll just play for this next Rosh here. We're gonna see when it respawns in the next minute and 30 seconds. But it looks like they have no plans on pushing high ground without it right now in Hokori.
Lots of circles being drawn on the bottom half of the map as they want to try and head to the top side here on Hokori, as Sammy is just constantly applying pressure bottom instead. Is BKB coming out in about 1,000 gold-ish? Less than that,
Has
actually.
been slain in cold blood. Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Actually sees a courier with an AC recipe on it. Brax. Ooh, that'd be a great find, but... What did he just Culling Blade? Oh, he Culling Bladed another courier.
Courier. Yep.
Okay. That was his Blink Dagger, actually. That's a pretty big one.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy doing the good old stay in the trees.
The absolute classic, and he needs to. He's 100 gold away from this BKB. Never mind, he's got it done now.
Yep. Illusions might finish off the tower here, too, as it is quite low. No fortification available. Oh, 30
Right,
HP.
this is that threading the needle that I mentioned. You have a 30-second to 3-minute and 30-second window right now to make something happen where your BKB's done on Sammy Boy, you have the Aghanim Scepter on the Shadow Demon, and they don't have Roshan on Hokori. This is their only opportunity to get back in the game.
And they might only run into an Alk. Not what you want. Oh, smoke gets popped. They know someone's over there, but mid lane, the call's off the mark. Do not find Analog, and instead I think it might settle just for the Alchemist. Just trying to slow him down. He's gonna self-stun. Question is, can you go in with this? Sammy pops that Metamorphosis, does have the BKB. He doesn't pop it, though. Maybe just trying to bait out some spells here on the side of Hokori. They need to save the Terrorblade. Alchemist gonna self-stun it again. Ryoya on the backside of the fight, still holding all of his spells. Brax comes in, just eats a Hex. They're not connecting onto anything. Axe just goes down. Sammy runs with a BKB, trying to find a Sunder target, but they're all gone. Mike catches a spear. What just happened in this fight?
I just can't grab them. All these heroes saving each other. I mean, even the Force Staff that tried to come out on the target that was Demonic Purge, they couldn't end up grabbing him. Sammy Boy, I guess just controlled up. That was their only opportunity to get back in this game. Roshan's going to respawn in the next minute. And without that, I think they just lost.
Hokori just poked them over and over and over until you didn't have a choice on Team. Like,
They couldn't get the jump. They just didn't have
all they
anything
saw
to
was
get on top
Alk.
of these heroes.
Like, Alk was the only one in the front. They really want to find the Bristleback and the Gyrocopter, especially if you're the Razor. Like, Gyro is the hero you have to find.
Yeah. I mean, this Alk isn't doing anything. They can't commit onto him. He's got no net worth. He's essentially just a bot to throw out a stun, maybe acid spray down. He's already done his job by providing Aghanim Scepters to allies heroes. You know you can't go on him. You're gonna try to go on Bristleback. The break's gonna do
They
a lot.
got him. He's so dead, and now Gyrocopter in some trouble. Ryoya needs to survive here, but he has to run. He's stolen a lot of damage from the Gyro, but he lost all of his health in the process. He will be able to survive.
I didn't see what slowed down Mike there. He was like limping over.
Call down maybe?
Oh yeah, I think it was called down. He just couldn't get his hands on Razor. I'm like, where's Mike? Roya needs help.
Yeah, I think he would have loved to stick on the Gyro if he could. Like, if he gets False Promised there, that Gyro might actually just die.
Yeah. That way he's able to stay on him in the fight, but no such luck. And about to get a lot more unlucky with this next roast. They've got, again, a small window here, 30 seconds until Bristleback's back up.
Oh my gosh, Terrorblade mid lane. Saved there by Flea. Now we have some more illusions coming out, but does he have the shard? He does. So Lion, very good at clearing out these Terrorblade illusions. And they're gone. Gyrocopter having a butterfly is also really good as well. 14k gold lead here, Neff. Hokori feeling very strong. Analog, I mean, we saw in the last fight, he's definitely, you know, not invincible anymore.
I'm not sure that they're going to be able to get an MKB on any of these heroes anytime soon. I'm not sure they can afford to go out of their way of their regular build to get an MKB to deal with the butterfly either. So this Gyrocopter is going to feel super tanky in the team fights.
Roach died so unbelievably fast. That is going to be Shard, Aegis, Cheese going the way of Hokori. They go and put the Aegis up on Bristleback. Alk just blinks in super aggressive, thinking, you know, maybe there's someone up on the high ground, but they've all backed off by now.
He doesn't care. Kill him for what? He knows he doesn't matter. If he can get a nice initiation off, take one of these heroes out of the fight, it's super easy for his team. Right, literally just, despite the fact that he is so poor, he's accomplished so much for his team this game.
Absolutely.
They're
I
ready to
mean,
push
that
high ground for this
17k
one.
net worth lead, you're like, well, Alk only farmed, 8.4k of it for his teams. But at the same time, there's probably also like 2,000 to 3,000 gold extra in that was generated from the Alchemist. So that gold lead, a lot of it comes from that Alk.
Yep. And of course, you farm way faster with the Aghanim Scepter on the Gyrocopter and the Bristleback. Speaking of Gyrocopter, almost has his Daedalus completed. Looks like he might be trying to finish this one up before he's ready to go onto the high ground.
I mean, you do have the Aegis on Bristleback, but he can die twice. You have 3 purge charges. So if Bristleback goes in a little bit too far, gets like called into the base, he's definitely susceptible.
Looks like he's gonna hold on to his buyback on the Gyrocopter. Yeah.
Yeah, unless he can
Dead.
complete the Daedalus, there's no reason to buy out for that
could.
Demon Edge.
Just needs to buy the recipe, fly the courier out to the shop right now.
Icog's really far back. He's just dead. What a pickoff. That Aether Lens ground target on that Earth Spike was real sick. And now they get a lane of barracks just like that. You can buy back here on the Oracle, but they've got to punish Analog for this. He can't just get away with being this far forward, right? The break comes out, Sammy stunned up, Brax misses the call. They're not connecting onto anything, and Sammy is in so much trouble. Spear does catch, Battalion on the backside, finds the Oracle. They get the BKB royally. He runs in, but he's just getting shredded. Oracle's gotta save it, but it's not in time. He's already thrown it on the Terrorblade, and now Terrorblade hexed up, does have BKB available, will have to use it, but you've thrown everything here on the side of Team, you're just dead in the base. They're all gonna fall one by one. Analog running into the fountain, dies as that ages, but 3 heroes dead now. Analog gonna get broken. Realizing there's no escape this time, but what a disastrous fight from Team over and over and over.
Yeah, Bristleback wasn't the only thing that's broken there. They just sort of sat there for a moment on Team before they called it. The GG is out, and for the first performance, they get 2 here. Hokori popping up. The team that makes it through the open qualifiers. They're always a force to be reckoned with, and amazing job today. I don't think there was a single point in these 2 games where they were losing.
No, Hokori is a real sick team. For those of you who don't watch South America all that often, these guys are no joke. I mean, they pretty much steamrolled their way through the open qualifiers. I think a lot of people expected them to make it to the closed qualifiers, and yeah, I mean, we can see why. This team absolutely dominant. Great performance on Gyro here, 6-0 and 7. But for the most part, it's just this draft. Like, this Alchemist was able to get so much net worth thrown on over the Bristleback so early that they just made an eternity of space for this Gyro to just become absolutely unstoppable. And this counter in the form of the Razor, on paper, it looked really good, but when you're less than half the net worth of the Gyro, it doesn't work out too well.
Well, congratulations to Hokori for winning the first series in a clean 2-0 in this first series of the Loop Bet Pro Series 7. A lot of excitement to start things. I think a lot of this came down to that stacking in the Radiant Triangle, the Trungle. Yeah,
the
is what we're going to call it from now on. Yeah. That's both games they managed to grab that one. Well, they grabbed it in the first game. The game number 2, they just couldn't contest it on Team. They put their heroes in position over there and managed to get Analog on top of it. Beautiful play out of Italy. Despite the fact that he had no net worth, he redistributed the wealth onto his team, made things happen. He's my MVP for this series. Both games. Let's go.
Yeah, absolute dominant performance for sure on the off lane. Winning a lane that we didn't think he would have business winning in game 1, and then game 2, obviously, did a great job. Like, he was never struggling in the lane. They able to find multiple kills, shut down the Terrorblade early, and yeah, overall Hokori came with a better plan today. They take the series 2-0, but it is not our only series of the day, as we have Arkosh Gaming versus No Pink coming up in just a moment, everyone. So definitely stay tuned for that one. It should be super excited. We finally get to see Arkosh's new player, Cerberus, in action. Definitely 3 heads, but no brain in any of them, I'm sure. So we'll see how that goes. Neph, anything else you want to talk about before we throw it to a quick break?
Nope, that's basically it for me. Stay tuned, everybody. We got some great AM Dota for you coming up. You guys are gonna love it. Stay tuned.